Alrighty, Jens, part two. Let's upload the grade into Aeries. So I got CS open. Go to View All Forms and type IMP for import grades, and this comes up. So you go to Import Grades, double click it. Load import. Now the first thing you always want to do is get a new layout. Are you sure you want a new layout? Yes. And then the type of data we want is CSV, and then a name for the temporary grade table. So I'll do something like fall 16 grade GRD. I think you're only allowed maybe like 8 characters. I can't remember, something to that effect. Maybe you can. Maybe you need more, but whatever. So I just name it something, and I make a new one for each thing that we're going to upload. You got to upload grade, citizenship, and comments all separately. So there's that. The next field is here, the path. So I've saved them on my desktop. Here they are. So there's the grades right there. Table name, you just gotta wait for that, and then you go to table query name. You just pull down the one that I just made. So fall 16 GRD. You see, I made something else in there, and that was before I made a mistake. So pick the right one, fall 16 GRD. Load the input fields, and say OK. And then you come over here. Student number, you match with the student ID. So what you're basically doing over here is on the left side are the Aeries fields, and on the right side you pull down, and these in here are the fields from the spreadsheet that I had. So we only need to do a couple of them. The section ID is the class ID, and that will match them. And then over here, Mark 1, Mark 2. Mark 1 is the first grading period that just ended. Mark 2 is the second grading period in October. Mark 3 is the end of the third grading period before the final exam. Mark 4 is the final exam. Mark 5 is the semester grade, including the final exam. So that's the first semester. And then the same thing for the second semester. 6 is the first grading period. 7 is the second grading period. 8 is the third grading period without the final exam. 9 is the final exam. 10 is the second semester with the final exam. So we're doing Mark 1, and we want to put the letter grade in there. So that's that. And we're done. We can import the grades. All right, so as that gets going, it takes a little bit of time. I'm going to pause it, and I'll come back, and I'll show you what I do with the second set of things while this uploads. Alrighty, gents, I'm back. The grades updated. Here's here's what I get back. The numbers are pretty close. 51, 58 processed. 49, 38 were updated. And the difference is probably there are still some classes in haiku and some kids in some classes in haiku with grades who are not in those classes anymore. They transferred out, whatever it might be. So what happens is they come out of haiku, Aeries checks them and sees there's no kid in this class and just sort of ignores them. So that's probably okay. Margie actually runs a few checks through Aeries to make sure things look better, but for now that looks okay. So I'll just go ahead and click OK. 219 are not processed. I don't really care. And so the next thing gets a little bit different. We got to upload the comments. So we're going to do another new layout. We're going to upload comments and citizenship. So it's the same thing, CSV. I'm going to call the temporary table. I probably shouldn't have called it fall 16. I'm going to rename that. I'm going to put GP1 citizenship. Okay, GP1 citizenship. I got to find the file. And there it is right there. Do this. There it goes. I will load the input fields for GP1 citizenship. Do the drop down, get that table that I made, load it. Okay. Same thing. Student number is student ID. Section number is section ID. Class ID. I'm sorry. But the difference now is Aeries is looking for a grade. It needs to have a mark in one of the marks here for it to upload. So I go to Mark 12. And I use that X that I added to these spreadsheets, so it's basically a blank column. So it doesn't do anything at all. So if you remember the spreadsheet, what it looked like was that we added that X as a column header to a blank column, so there's nothing in there. And then the letter grade from haiku is actually the citizenship, right? This is the citizenship file that we pulled, so the letter grade is actually the citizenship. So I'll put the letter grade there, and again, this X is just sort of a placeholder, I guess. It's a blank column going up. So we do that, import grades, and we're done, and it'll get going. We have to do this for each of the comments as well, so I'll come back and show you comment 1, which is basically the same thing, but we'll do it one more time and we'll be done. Alrighty, we're back. Same thing here. 4860, 4759 processed, about 100 off. No, I don't really care. So citizenship should be good. And we'll basically do the same thing for comments. I'll show you this one comment, kind of the same thing, but just want to make sure everybody gets it. So new layout, yes. Same thing, CSV. We'll call this GP1, C1, comment 1. Go to the path, there it is. And here it goes. So we'll pull down that table name, C1, we'll load the input fields, we'll do the same thing we did, right? Student number and class number, student number to student ID, section number to class ID. I'll do this again, I'll put the X in here, and then comment 1 is the letter grade for this one. And then you have to do comment 2 and comment 3, it's the same thing, but I'm sure you can figure it out from here, okay? So that's importing grades at modern day.